Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Art of Comics. It is me, your host, Andre Salazar. Today, I'm going to share with you the project I did 2 days ago. On Friday, Black Friday, I made a 24-hour comic book project. In 24 hours, I made 24 pages. That's a page every 45 minutes or so. Start to finish. No pre-planning, no script beforehand, none of that. You wake up in the morning or whenever you start, you just go blank slate, you create it, story, words, ink it, everything, whatever you can do to get it done. This is a project, kind of like a yearly thing that was started by Scott McCloud over in Newbury Park, California. Scott McCloud, the creator of Understanding Comics. He created this event that comic book shops at the time were participating in. This was years ago, 20 years ago or so, where once a day, it was around in October, September, where people would go to the comic shops, creators would get together, spend all-nighters, and make a comic book, right? A lot of them would start, few of them would finish, but then they were collecting them in books. And I have a couple of those books I gotta find, maybe I'll share those with you too. But I've been doing this for about 10 years. In 10 years, I've made about 10 or 9 years. Each year, I make one of these. Honestly, this is one of my favorite things I do every year. I really, really love making them. It's super fun. Maybe I'll show you like years previous. Hang on, let me go get my thing and I'll show you some previous years. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So each year, you can do it however you want to do it. You can do it digitally. This was like 2 years ago. These are some pages I did, right? And the rendering, that kind of stuff has to kind of go out the window. It's all about speed and story, things like that. Yeah, this one I didn't even ink. I just like penciled it. There's some parts I inked, but this one I kind of just like did. This is actually kind of fun. No, look at this. I kind of like this. Splash pages, right? That's kind of fun. So yeah, it's all about speed, efficiency, getting shit done. Okay, that's one. Here's another one. You can also do it like this, where you're doing a fumetti, right? This was a lot of fun, but really hard, actually. So, and I used up a lot of my good reference stuff, which made me sad because I liked it. So yeah, telling your story. Now I scan these in digitally, I put in the words. So that's why you're not seeing the words. I put in the words digitally. So this year I did all analog, okay? And I decided no reference. So it's all just me drawing this, no reference, just going for it. And so I'm actually kind of proud of this work I did. Now, this isn't about, I'm gonna go take this to a publisher and get it published, or self-publish this, or any of that kind of stuff. This is really about the process of creating. It's the process of creating that is very important. It helps us grow creatively, it helps us learn things, and all that. So, to me, the reason why I do this every year is because I learned how to do things better. And I just love that idea, right? I came up with a story all that day. And that's just kind of fun. And it kind of unlocks things. And so it was just a really cool experience. Oh, totally recommend it. Now I am gonna scan these and make a PDF version of this book. And I will put that on my Patreon. So go to Patreon, and on my Patreon page, I'll put it all there, probably for free. And so yeah, you can see this whole story, but I'm just gonna walk you through it a little bit now while we're chit-chatting, okay? So it starts off, big splash page. By the way, when you have 24 pages to do, you're gonna need some splash pages to help you with the stuff. So big page, here we go. You did what, right? And maybe should I even Maybe I should even, right? Do that. Okay. We're gonna live edit. Okay. I can't believe this happened again, the third time. Why does the microwave not tell you? It says remove the box. I hate this plane. I hate you. Get your arm off me. Fire. Right? Okay, so apartment's getting burned. So Stacy's Twilight. It's Stace. It's been 6 months on this accursed plane. For the last time, I thought this was the happy hunting ground. I know that, but this plane is close to the third level of hell. You know the third level is much colder than this plane, mostly. But here I'm using ballpoint pen. I'm using ballpoint pen, I'm using Sharpie, I'm using quick stuff, right? Every now and then I'll go into brush and I'll blacken stuff, but I'm using stuff like ballpoint pens and Sharpies just because it's quick and I don't have too much time. I actually finished this around hour 22. So I had about 2-3 hours afterwards to go back and kind of just like render things a little bit more, add more volume, more form with some hatching. So you'll see hatching here and there, okay? This is a reverse isekai where isekai stories where someone in the modern world goes into a fantasy world. This is the reverse of that, where fantasy people are coming to the modern world, and these two Tolkien-esque D&D type of characters are now in our modern world, and they go to Stacy's home. Why Stacy, also known as Twilight? Because they're friends somehow. We don't know. Doesn't matter. I did use some deleter screens for stuff like this. This needs to be darker. Hang on. Let me just darken this real quick. Just because I don't want to do any touch-ups digitally. I just want to like get this in there, so I might have to though. Okay, there you go. And there's this is probably one of my least favorite pages. Just she's really bad, but I didn't have time to redraw this. I do like this here, and I do like some of this little three-dimensionality, and I could have put more shadowing here. I could probably do it now. Right, I could probably fix this up a bit. Okay, same thing for him. Okay, anyway. So I actually kind of like this beanbag though. That's kind of fun. That worked out nice. Okay, I like this page a lot because she's like, if you're gonna stay here, you need a job, right? So move to Jesus' Tacos. Goes by Chewy though. Welcome Chewy's Tacos. Can I get Jesus? Well, he doesn't go by Jesus. He goes by Chewy now. Blah, blah, blah. So kind of a joke there. Use some rulers. Use some like micro pens, things like that to make it look clean. Kind of fun. If I could, I would color this page. That'd be fun. This is a brush pen. I did use brush on the organic stuff like the trees. I felt like that worked well to contrast. Got some jokes in there. Keith Giffen, one of my favorite creators, so this does have a bit of a comedy kind of element to it. Here we go. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. They're at the guacamole station, at the taco shop. This is the guy with this is Almar with the hat. Doesn't wear it. This is Twilight, also known as Stacy. She's kind of a goth girl. In fact, I should have probably give her a choker, right? I think that works. I should give her a choker. It just makes it feel better, doesn't it? Yeah. Could she get a choker here? Or no? Well, I could do it there, but I'm not going to bother with it. Anyway, okay. Chokers feel like gothy. These are fun. Bowls are fine. Oranges, avocados, that kind of jazz. Yep, not bad. Again, you've got about 45 minutes per page to do the whole thing from scratch to the whole thing. Because you got bathrooms, lunches, you got all these other things. You gotta work out the story. One of the things that really helped me was I spent the first almost 2 hours writing out the whole story. So I did all the thumbnails and I wrote out all the dialogue. It was all written out. So then once I had that, I just banged it out. This really helped me. I've never done that. These other stories I did, these guys, I just was like going off the cuff. And that turned out to be a lot harder to do. This was much easier because I just wrote it out first. I'm not happy with this stuff. This is okay, but yeah, I kind of like this bit here, but yeah, this is somewhat okay. This is a panel. I like this little panel. I didn't put any dialogue in it. I could have, but you know, the process of making guacamole, limes, tomatoes, you know, cutting avocados, peppers, that kind of stuff. I think that turned out pretty good. Not bad. Pan's not bad. Okay. This is kind of fun. Again, simple, easy, basic. Ventura. What are we doing? We're always going to put some splash pages. This one only has like 3 splash pages. I have other ones I did like 4 or 5 splash pages. I've always wanted to do a comic with just 24 splash pages, but I've never been able to do it. Figure it out. Anyway, this is nice. I kind of like some of this stuff. Again, using a little bit of the deleter screen. That's kind of fun. Zip-a-tone, little models, cute. I kind of like this here. This is not bad. Oh, choker. Let's put the choker on. Yeah. Yeah, that really changes it, doesn't it? The choker. Okay, I like it. Now we go into the part of the story where they're working at the guacamole shop, but she's going to help them go back to their original plane dimension, and she wants to go with them. She wants to go. Okay? So she's now going to start the ceremonies. In fact, maybe we should say this. Maybe we should say rituals. There. Okay, I didn't think I did this. The blood sanctifies. How we got here. She's talking, she's dancing. This is kind of fun. I mean, I would change it a little bit, but it's kind of fun. It's mini Stonehenge. Now this is ritual 2. Oh, I didn't put this. Ritual 2. Ritual number 2. See how helpful this is, doing this live with you guys? Okay. Now some nudity. Sorry, YouTube, don't get on me for that. Okay, she's doing drumming, this kind of stuff. Drums. Dancing, doesn't work. Nudity. Kind of like that face, not bad. Okay. There we go. Okay. Ritual 3. Campfire, veils, holding hands, sinking in the spirit. These are kind of jokes, right? Some of the stuff's not bad. This one needs a work, but it is what it is. I would put shading here. I would put lines here. Oh. I did it, yeah. I would just put more depth. So this one needs just a little bit more depth and stuff, I would say. Then she goes. So now Stacy, aka Twilight, is here. She's in that fantasy world, and she's gonna find out that it's not what she expected. Okay. Didn't do circles, just easier. This is okay. This is muddled. If this was colored, it'd be much better. But I need to do some kind of a tavern. This is here, another thing. Tails. Oh, I'm gonna use this. kind of don't like this here. I'm gonna take that out. This makes her look too old. Okay, I think that works better. Okay. And in fact, that's gonna be wet, so I'm gonna put this over here. What do you mean she's gone? Now this is back to Mr. Manager at the taco shop. He's like, what's going on? I should probably put a line here though. Let me do that real quick. Oh, get my big freaking T-square. Boom, okay. See how that goes? Made in comics, okay. It's okay, nothing to sneeze at. Guacamole Festival. Now we're at the Guacamole Festival. They've got to do guacamole because she's gone. Oh no, how are we gonna do it? You got this, come on, you got this. We have no more limes. What? We're out of limes, what are we gonna do? We gotta use oranges. What about the recipes? They won, I can't believe it, I did it. We won. Let's fix this. Clean that up a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not too worried about it, but I do like it to be somewhat clean. Okay. And now that's wet, so do that. Then we've got, these guys are back. Now, walking back the same as the first page, second page, so this is like a bookend, but now we see that apartment's like been burnt down. Walking here, I actually like this a lot. This looks kind of fun. Nice and clean. Last page. Back to Stacy, Twilight, the queen, blah, blah, but nope, it's not. It was a dream, and now she's there living her authentic self. Okay, there you go. That's the story. That is what it was. You can read it and all that jazz. Again, on Patreon. It was super fun. I enjoy it. If you guys want me to do it. I actually did a couple live videos, but I stopped after a couple hours, 4 hours, because I just felt like there wasn't enough engagement, and it was just kind of cumbersome. So I thought maybe I should just do a video of it. So thanks for watching. More coming up soon. Bye, guys.